Hello and welcome back to this channel. For some time now, in a series of videos, I have been providing you with insights surrounding the question, when will I receive my interview notification, or when will my interview be conducted? We have already covered a lot of things. We are not going to go over all of that. For those of you who did not watch past videos concerning this subject, I encourage you to go to the channel homepage and look at recent videos because they provide background to what we are about to discuss in this video. Now, for those of you who have been following, we said that in order to respond or address that question in today's context of the diversity visa program, you have to consider the fact that there are new factors that now come into play when it comes to the scheduling of diversity visa interviews. We saw in the last video the first of those new factors. We said the date or when you submit your DS-260 is a factor that now affects the scheduling of your interview in the diversity visa program today. That was the first factor. And so in today's video, we are going to consider the next factor that is a new factor that now affects the scheduling of diversity visa interviews in today's diversity visa program. But before we go into that, let me just respond to those of you who have been asking concerning the publication of the next visa bulletin, the visa bulletin that should be published in this month of November. The visa bulletin will be published any moment from now. It could be published today. Just before making this video, I checked and it had not yet been published. It could be published today. It could be published tomorrow, but sometime this week, the visa bulletin that should be published in this month of November will be published. And once that happens on this channel, I'm going to share with you the new cutoff numbers, to apply during the month of January 2025 as part of the DV 2025 program. So let's look out for that visa bulletin. Now back to the issue under discussion in today's video. And the second factor, new factor that now affects the scheduling of interviews in the diversity visa program is the case processing steps. The case processing steps at KCC. Now, KCC processes your case or your application after you submit your DS-260. That has always been the case. You submit your DS-260 and it goes through what is referred to as application processing or case processing. And that involves reviewing the content of the DS-260, the information that you provided in the DS-260, as well as quality checks on the applicant in relation to the information that was provided. And then at the end of that process, there is a remark concerning the case in question. There is also interview processing. That is, after your case has been processed or your application has been processed, KCC has to contact the visa office concerning visa availability or the availability of a visa number for the case in question before that case is scheduled for interview. That's just a kind of summary of what generally happens concerning cases that submit their DS-260 to KCC. Now, as I said earlier, that has always been the case. KCC has always carried out case processing, interview processing, and the scheduling of diversity visa interviews. Now, since COVID-19, what we have realized is that those processes that are just listed have been made elaborate. There are new steps that have been added to what previously existed. Those new steps or new activities slow down or delay the scheduling of so many diversity visa interviews in today's diversity visa program. So that's the second factor that you should take into consideration, because it directly influences when your interview is supposed to be scheduled, when you are supposed to receive your interview notification. Now, before we get to the end of this video, I would like to clarify a couple of things concerning the services that I offer when it comes to the diversity visa program. Usually at the end of the videos, there is a funnel screen that directs you to a website for diversity visa services. But it seems that some viewers are not aware that I run those services. So I'm not directing you to another website or to another individual. It's actually my services that I'm directing you to. So do not ask how you can contact me. By accessing the platform that I usually direct you to, you will have direct contact with me. That is something that I just realized some viewers of the channel are not aware of, and so I decided to clarify that point. The same for the link that I usually include in the description of my videos. It leads to the same website or the platform that provides you direct access to me for those of you who are interested in diversity visa services. So take advantage by clicking or going to the website that you will be directed to in the funnel screen of this video. So what we have seen in this video is the second factor that affects the scheduling of diversity visa interviews in the diversity visa program nowadays. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching it. See you, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.